Hi, everybody. I hope you're having a good day. I've been having a very nice day today. I've been feeling very good lately, better than the last couple of months. I've been feeling better, my state of mind is better, and I think going out camping really helped me because I was able to get out of that funk that I was in and just shake it off, feel it out, shake it off, and then move on, right? Or go in that direction of moving on or um, healing or feeling like I'm making progress in my life. Um, and I've been feeling very good. I would say last month was very rocky and turbulent, um, life wise, and also many other personal matters that I was navigating. But I have a good feeling that this will, this hardship will turn into something that will teach me something about myself. So I've been having a very positive outlook these last couple of days, actually, where I truly feel like even though I'm in the midst of chaos, I am going to get through it. And something beautiful is going to come out of this moment. And it's just this knowing that I'm going to be okay. And of course, I understand that this feeling is fleeting, right? Because sometimes you understand something and you grasp it, or you think you have grasped it, and then a situation or an event happens in your life and it throws a curveball and you get distracted from what you have learned and you forget the lessons that you were able to finally absorb in your life. You forget them, and you're back to square one. And so I know that eventually I'm going to be back at square one and I'm going to feel that despair, that disappointment, and all this wide spectrum of uncomfortable emotions. I'll go back to that valley again because that is life. It's constantly changing and moving, and there are different versions of yourself that simply demand more of your time. And so those emotions are kind of like the guidepost, or those events, circumstances in your life, whatever you're navigating, kind of show you or invite you to discover that version of yourself that demands a little more knocking, right? To open and understand a deeper level of yourself. But anyway, I feel like I hit a wall these last couple of months, and then I was in despair. I was experiencing all my limitations, right? And it feels like I have transcended that wall. Like I've leveled up, you can say. But I know that it's just a level up, that there are more levels to go. And eventually, in this level that I'm in, I'm going to reach a wall again. I'm going to hit a wall again, and I'm going to hit my limitations again and discover a version of myself that I had previously not been aware of, through this event, through this circumstance, through whatever it is. And my emotions will guide me to discover that version of myself that demands more prying and excavating and discover and more of a focused discovery. So I can't say that I'm looking forward to hitting my wall again, but by my wall, I mean my limitations. But for now, I'm just enjoying the peaceful part of this level, right? I haven't entered the chaotic, having to fight the zombies, and when you're playing little video games on your phone, you have to fight all of these little enemies, right? And distractions that prohibit you from getting that pot of gold or whatever the goal is in the game. Right now I'm in the peaceful stages, in the beginning stages of this level. And I'm speaking in metaphors, of course, levels, being like in a video game, right? These are all metaphors for understanding certain truths about yourself that you hadn't really discovered previously, but the events that you had to deal with invited you to discover a certain version of yourself. Or a certain truth about life, or truth about yourself, truth about your family, whatever it is that allows you to move on with an additional tool of wisdom. So I like to picture my journey as a journey where I carry a toolbox, and all of the events that happen in my life, good and bad, the reward after that level is finished is a tool, and that tool I can use along my journey from the lessons that I learned in that level, right? The tool is the lesson. It's the knowledge, it's the wisdom. And so right now I feel like I've attained an additional tool, and I have an additional tool in my toolbox. And I feel like I've broken through certain illusions that were not very helpful. And I understand. And, I don't know who said it, Siddhartha or some other guy out there. It doesn't matter. Quotes usually get misattributed. But anyway, there's a story where a student asks his teacher, teacher, once you reach enlightenment, what do you do? And the teacher says, chop wood and carry water. And the student, I think, I've read this little story many years ago, and I'm vaguely remembering it, but anyway, the teacher, the student says, well, that's what I was doing before enlightenment. And the teacher said, just chop wood and carry water. And when you learn something about yourself, a new lesson, you break away from an illusion that you were previously blinded by. All you have to do is continue to chop wood and carry water. And I interpret enlightenment in this story as breaking away from those illusions, that perspective that was keeping you from having peace of mind. That's how I interpret enlightenment. I don't think that there is the most enlightened person out there that has reached the highest level of enlightenment, because I think we're constantly, as long as we live in this dimension, in this body, in this vehicle, we're constantly in the levels, right? We're constantly leveling up and going to higher and higher and higher levels until our death. And I guess death is the ultimate enlightenment, you can say, where you just break away from this game. But like I said, I don't think that there is the most enlightened person out there. I do think that there have been people that have walked the face of this earth who have broken away from many, many of the illusions that society still follows, and they have understood certain things, but they still have challenges, and they still have to, fight those levels, play those levels, level up, navigate the challenges of those levels. And maybe they're at a higher level. So let's say I'm in level 1 and somebody that is more wise than me or has broken away from more illusions. They start off from level 10 because they went through something in their lives that was traumatic, or they went through like an event in their lives. It doesn't have to be traumatic, but they went through something that forced them to break away from the illusions, the conditionings that we are born with, and that we become indoctrinated with as we live through this society. Because of the events and the circumstances that happened in their life, they're able to quickly break away from certain illusions that take some people a lifetime to break away from. And so let's say I start from level 1 and somebody like Ram Dass started from level 10 because something happened in his life that really knocked him off his feet, and he broke away from the illusion really quickly. And he's playing from level 10, and for him to reach level 20, it'll take him less time than me, who is starting from level 1. I'm still trying to battle all these other levels, level 2, level 3, and break away from these illusions. Like I said, I'm speaking in metaphors here. But, and the metaphors are certain illusions that you're born into, like materialism, being attached to material possessions, consumerism, being political, having some sort of political affiliation, and believing in some kind of savior, or without experiencing a connection with the divine. I don't know. There are just many ways that we have certain illusions that are inculcated from a very young age. But anyway, I feel like I have leveled up from something that I was going through, I was battling, and finally I've broken through that wall, and now I'm in a new level. And it's nice right now because I have a new shiny tool, a new lesson that I can apply into my life, and the wisdom of that lesson that I have learned is going to be something that helps me on this level, and in the next levels to come. But anyway, I guess this is just a stream of consciousness kind of video. I just wanted to talk about what was on my mind lately, or what has been on my mind in the last 2-3 days, and just my state of mind lately. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you level up, you continue to level up in your life. Peace and love. Bye.